this lesson, we're exploring some of the most powerful markers of well-being and performance you can track: heart rate variability, or HRV. At Leonyx Hypoxic Wellness, we call it your resilience score. HRV doesn't just tell you how fit you are, it tells you how well your system is recovering, adapting, and responding to the challenges of life. We'll also look at orthostatic heart rate variance testing, a simple, practical way to see how your nervous system is coping in real time. So what is HRV? Heart rate variability is the variation in time between your heartbeats. Even if your heart rate is 60 beats per minute, the actual time between beats isn't exactly 1 second. It changes slightly from one beat to the next, and that variation is good. In fact, the more your heart rate varies in response to internal and external signals, the more adaptable and resilient your nervous system is. A key study determined that high HRV is linked with greater emotional regulation, improved cardiovascular health, and increased adaptability. Let's talk about why heart rate variability matters. At first, variability might sound like a bad thing because don't we want consistency? But biology doesn't work that way. Healthy systems are flexible systems. HRV shows how well your autonomic nervous system is responding to change and returning to baseline. It's like having a flexible, intelligent engine that revs up and down as needed, not one stuck in one gear. A key study found that HRV is a reliable biomarker of parasympathetic nervous system activity and emotional flexibility. Now let's talk about the autonomic nervous system. Your autonomic nervous system has two key branches: the sympathetic branch, which is responsible for action, drive, and stress response, and the parasympathetic branch, which is responsible for rest, digestion, and recovery. HRV is a window into how these systems are balanced. High HRV means your system is flexible and can shift between stress and rest with ease. A key supporting study found that HRV reflects autonomic balance and recovery capacity in both physical and mental stress. So what's the best time to measure HRV? The most reliable time to measure HRV is during sleep or very soon after waking up, when you're rested and well recovered. That's when external stressors are minimized and we get the clearest signal of how your body is recovering. The easiest way to measure your HRV while you're sleeping is with highly reputable wearable devices like the Oura Ring, the Whoop wristband, or quality smartwatches like Garmin and Samsung Galaxy, which sample heart rate and HRV continuously while you're sleeping. Measuring your HRV when you wake up can be effectively achieved in a quality Bluetooth HR chest strap transmitter like Garmin, Polar, Wahoo, or Suunto, together with a reputable HRV app on your smartphone like HRV4, HRV Plus, Elite HRV, iFleet, or Morpheus. A key study found that sleep time HRV has been shown to be a strong indicator of recovery and adaptation. Now let's talk about orthostatic heart rate variance testing. Orthostatic testing is a powerful daily check-in. Here are 4 steps of how to do it. Upon waking, go to the bathroom and drink a glass or 2 of water. Lie down with a heart rate transmitter chest strap, heart rate watch, or pulse oximeter on. Wait for your heart rate to stabilize and note the resting value. Slowly stand up and stay relaxed. Your heart rate will increase significantly initially, then start to come down again, and after about 90 seconds or somewhere between 1 or 2 minutes, it will settle to a point again, representing your standing resting heart rate. Note the new low stabilized resting heart rate. The difference between your lying and standing heart rate is your orthostatic heart rate variance. In healthy, fit, and well-recovered individuals, the variance is typically 10 to 15 beats. However, extremely fit individuals with exceptional autonomic nervous system regulation may have a variance differential as low as 1 to 4 beats. Conversely, variance of 40 to 60 beats are possible in some individuals for a variety of reasons, including severe chronic central nervous system fatigue, even in extremely fit people, illness, chronic stress, and poor cardiorespiratory fitness. If the gap on any given day is higher than your normal baseline range, your system may be under abnormal stress that your system is not adapted to, or you are not fully recovered. If the gap is lower relative to your normal baseline range, then your system is likely more recovered, resilient, and well-regulated compared to what is normal for you. While your orthostatic heart rate variance is not a direct measure of HRV, it is nevertheless strongly inversely correlated to your HRV. So a lower or decreasing resting orthostatic heart rate variance correlates to a higher or increasing heart rate variability, and conversely, a higher orthostatic heart rate variance or increasing variance correlates to a lower or decreasing heart rate variability. Monitoring your morning resting orthostatic heart variance is arguably a more direct, reliable, and functionally more appropriate measure of your recovery and readiness for physical activity capacity that day. A key study found that orthostatic heart rate testing is a validated method of assessing nervous system readiness and autonomic function. Let's talk about how to interpret your scores. Here's what to look for in your daily data. High HRV and low resting heart rate means that you're in a great state of readiness and recovery. High HRV and high resting heart rate means that you're still in a deep recovery phase from deep exertion or stress. Low HRV and high resting heart rate means that you're likely under strain physically, mentally, or emotionally, or your body may be ill or fighting hard to ward off illness. Low HRV and low resting heart rate means that you may be in a depleted state. Watch out for burnout. HRV alone doesn't always tell the full story, but paired with resting heart rate, it gives us a powerful snapshot of your system's resilience. A key study found that combining HRV and resting heart rate offers a more complete assessment of cardiovascular and nervous system status. Let's talk about resilience as a trainable skill. At Leonyx Hypoxic Wellness, we build resilience by training your nervous system to recover faster and stay composed under pressure. HRV is one of the important ways we track your progress. Controlled stress like hypoxic exposure challenges your system, but recovery is where resilience is built. Just like your muscles adapt through training and rest, your nervous system adapts too. HRV gives us real feedback on that adaptation. Your HRV and orthostatic variance are two of the best tools you have to understand how your body is really doing beyond how you feel. Track it, reflect on it, and let it guide your training, your rest, and your recovery. When your system is resilient, you're not just surviving stress. You're adapting, growing, and thriving through it. Here's a closing suggestion. Start measuring your HRV during sleep and track your orthostatic response in the mornings. Look for trends. Use your breath, your training, and your awareness to influence these numbers over time.